James Halliday saw the future, and then he built it. He gave us a place to go, a place called the Oasis.
3 hidden challenges test worthy for Halliday.
We launched before and IOI.
3 hidden challenges test worthy for Halliday.
I'm dead. How things work?
3 hidden challenges test worthy for
This little baby we launched before and IOI.
3 hidden challenges test worthy for Halliday.
When they were.
With riots. What about?
Tammy the late one.
What about?
You're right. 6 days.
What about?
Tammy the late one.
The Artemis to be.
6 days. Not.
The job. Her name is Chuck.
What about you? Odd job.
The page. Tammy the late one.
What about the holy hand grenade?
6 days. Not.
Hey, dude, who if I leave?
Tammy the late one.
Samantha. Artemis to be.
Even the owner.
Think about that.
This.
Playing as,
The buck.
playing as,
If you reach up, song.
playing as, gonna do that whole
The buck.
game variant, can dance.
for Halliday. 3 hidden challenges test worthy for Halliday.
I'm dead. How things work?
3 hidden challenges test worthy for
This little baby we launched before and IOI.
3 hidden challenges test worthy for Halliday.
When they were.
First to the holiday.
I don't know. 5 of us on the big
For Halliday.
It's so.
Listen to you.
first to the.
Holiday.
I don't know. Samantha.
Well, hello everyone. How are all you doing today? My name is Daramouthe, or Dara for short, and welcome to another DaraChat. Gonna have to wait for my guest a little bit, but that's okay. Today, actually, I should let you know that it is kind of storming outside. So if I disappear, the storm knocked out the power. So there's not much I could do about that because I'm like hearing it right now, like the thunder and stuff. Hey, Kizzo, what up? Oh man, I've got to change that. Goodness sake. So yeah, I'm just letting you all know if I disappear and it's not the 2-hour mark, the power went out because there's a storm brewing outside. Like I'm looking at it right now and it's getting darker by the minute. I'm not gonna say a second. Hey, Wolf, what up? What up? Still waiting on my guest a bit. He'll be in shortly. Where you at? Where am I at? Where am I at? I'm right here. Oh, I'm in the. If you're asking what like state I'm in Indiana. That's where I'm at. But yeah, it's getting a little stormy outside. So, uh, but yeah, so we'll just see what happens. We'll play to ear, because usually, so there was a storm a while back that was pretty bad. Like it was raining hard. It was windy. It was all the things. Well, I guess I don't know. Probably consider never been. Well, there's a lot of states I've never been, man. There's a lot of states I've never been. It is I've I've only been to maybe 6 different states at this point in my life. Maybe even less. Actually, you know what? Michigan, Indiana, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, and Florida. So it's probably about no Ohio. So about no Chicago too. Okay, so it's about 8 states. I've been to 8 different states. I've been to 8 different states. I have to count that up. But yes, it is storming outside. So, but the last time there was it was like super bad, right? It was so bad that they were throwing out tornado warnings. Now, there isn't any now, as far as I could tell, but it's not always, it's fun, but it's not fun when a storm happens because I know a lot of people who live like in the tornado valley sort of thing. You know, Lord bless them for living there, but man, that's rough, right? Or where tornadoes are more likely to happen. Um, but it's one of those things where it's just part of nature. You have to deal with it as is. Um, but yeah, so I'm hoping it doesn't knock out the power. But I'm trying to see if my guest is still here, if at all. So, but all right. Well, he'll be on shortly. I hope. But yeah, how are all of you doing today? It's other than the storm part, it's been quite lovely today. Dealing with uh, stuff on the back end, but life as it goes, it's never fun. But yeah, how are all of you doing? Glad for you all to be here. Obviously, it's nice to see all your faces. Usually, it's a funny thing, right? You know, I streamed both Rumble and YouTube. Give me 1 second. Um, yeah, I streamed both Rumble and YouTube, and Rumble's always had more than one. sometimes, sometimes YouTube does, sometimes YouTube doesn't, and so yeah, it's one of those things where, um, like I've said to many people, right? Like people experience platforms differently. Um, it's that weird thing where some people like they do better on Twitch than YouTube. Some do better on YouTube than Twitch. Vice versa. Or some do better on Kick than Twitch. All sorts of stuff. Even though Twitch and a Kick is kind of a Twitch clone. So it's been interesting to kind of see how many people kind of take sort of the template of Twitch and kind of copy that down the way. Um, but it is what it is, more or less. So, but yeah, all the same, everyone experiences platform differently, and they experience success on platforms, the issues and stuff. So there's that. But think, dun, dun, dun. Hold on. All right, never been. Um, let's see. Well, while I wait for my guest to appear, um, how have your days gone so far? Because my day was pretty well. You just don't no. I stream on both Rumble and YouTube. I stream to both places. I actually put all my content on both places. I'm not really a one platform person because there's a danger in being on one platform only. Um, although I did think about adding another platform, but right now I'm just not. Um, it's just not mental bandwidth viable to have like more than the two I do, just because I have a full time job beyond that. So there is that. But regardless, but yeah, I stream on Rumble, but not just Rumble. That's how I should put it. On Rumble, but not just two. Because I mean, if anyone takes the lessons of what YouTube has offered, then you know that streaming on just one platform again is not a great idea, and many people are finding have been finding that out and are finding it out. And Twitch too. Yeah, Twitch has had its own issues this past year, which has been something that's been a learning thing. I have an account over there, but I haven't done anything with it. I just was watching people. And right, especially when you don't have a contract. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't even know if there are people who are on YouTube have contracts. I did hear about one person, but yeah, I'm not sure. But I mean, even so, it's just a smart idea all around. It doesn't matter if it's contracts or not. I've never had a contract, but I don't really care about that thing. Um, so there is that. But yeah, it's just a smart idea to have a a safety net, right? Because if you're gonna get into this content creator thing, having a safety net, um, it just helps, right? Like you don't rely on this for full time, full time thing. You have maybe a part time job, whatever. That's building a safety net. Trying to not rely on this thing here called content creation because it's a roller coaster. I'm not gonna lie. This whole thing right here is a roller coaster. It's it's basically I think I once said like it's like earning tips, right? You know, you know how you used to if you've done ever like waitressing or deliver pizza, whatever. You're basically working for tips, and I've lived that life. I don't want to thrive like survive on it because it really doesn't do much. It's very roller coastery. It's very limited. It's very um, it can be very scary too. Yeah, yeah. I have a full time job. Yeah, yeah. I have a full time job. I wouldn't consider this a job though. Never would I consider this job because this is more of a hobby thing than anything else. It's probably the best and worst hobby to have, but still, nonetheless, that it is a hobby, uh, more or less. My actual job gives me the freedom to do this sort of thing. Because if I were to, again, full time creator, it, mm, unless you're like one of those big guys that gets millions of dollars every month, it wouldn't work out. It just wouldn't work out. I couldn't. I couldn't. So there's that. Uh, but yeah, it's tricky. I know some people want to do it. Some people want to be part of that whole full time thing, but I just can't. There's no maybe there's an upside, but there's not really much of an upside beyond the point of um the amount you could make. Like maybe if you were like PewDiePie, although I don't think I'd be I don't think I'd be PewDiePie. He was basically known, as far as I remember, PewDiePie before he stopped and had a family and whatnot. He was basically known for like yelling, just like yelling during games, yelling during all that stuff. And there are people that came out during after like Markiplier who were sort of accused by, not all, but by some people like, oh, you're just like PewDiePie, that sort of thing, right? It's always a tricky, nasty thing with that. So, but regardless, the content creator sphere is a master chef's kiss to it all, and I'm just here to enjoy this thing. So, because regardless, whether you're in it for the money part, whether you're in it for the view part, or whether you're in it just to have fun, always have your reason of why you do this. Because there are days, man, there are days where uh, you get maybe feel like you're burnt out, or maybe you don't know what you want to do with it, or whatever. But some days are ugly in this thing, and it's always good to have that reason of why you do it. Otherwise, man, it would get you down so hard. Sometimes, not all of it. Sometimes it's good, but other times it's just like slapping you in the face with a frozen chicken, which eat. Like slapping you in the face with a dead fish. I wouldn't want either, to be honest. So there is that. But but yeah, it's I can't stress it enough, and I can't say it enough because it really is the big thing where it does seem like a lot of people want to do this thing, right? You know, streaming, making edited video content or shorts. Shorts is another one, which is a funny thing. I saw someone do like a, what do they call that? Like a expose or something like that, and they were talking about how YouTube has sort of changed the rules of viewing and stuff, right? Like views are counted differently or whatever, or like if you, I think it was like if you are just like a lurker or just a watcher and you don't interact with chat, like they don't count it as a view or whatever, or something like that. It was just something I ran across on X. I'll have to relook at it, but it was sort of like this thing was like that's crazy. I mean, again, glad I'm onto the platforms, but that's still a hocus pocus right there of YouTube doing that. But again, they can get away with it because what are the creators gonna do? Yell about it a lot? I have no idea. It's that weird place between um this or that and all that stuff. And I'm just here to do this thing. So well, hello again, all of you who are coming in. I appreciate you all. I know some of you are waiting for Sammy, but uh he's a bit busy at the moment. So we'll keep carrying on until he gets on or whatever, right? If he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. It's part of that ordeal. Or it could be that part of it could be the storm. I don't know. I don't know. I just know I have to be careful about all those. Hey, masculine, how are you? How are you doing, good sir? Oh yeah, I should thank you for yesterday. Thank you for stopping by yesterday. Nice to see you around. How's your gaming stuff going? I know you're doing I think the last thing I saw you do was Subnautica, which has been for ages since I've even touched my copy of Subnautica. I bought Subnautica when it was still in early access on Steam. Like this is a long time ago, right? Like the one thing about Steam that I understand but don't like very much is when they have a lot of games in early access. And when you have a game in early access, hey, Furious Dan, how are you, good sir? Thank you, I appreciate it. You're a wonderful person. May get a bit naughty sometimes, but you're a great person. But yeah, I had bought Subnautica when it came out. I can't remember when it came out, to be honest, but it was in early access. And Steam allows that to have games in early access so you can just keep building and building and building. Some games have come out of early access to 1.0, but it usually takes so long. It takes so long for them, and you really don't see well, maybe console games, but like computer games, right? You usually don't see a lot of computer games come out fully developed and all that. Maybe they'll have a bug or two. Usually, if someone breaks it, um, it's been it's been up real stuff lately, showing some thunderstorms. Yeah, it's thunderstorming here where I am. Like I'm not seeing any lightning, but I can hear it. And that's what I was telling people earlier. If I disappear, it's most likely because of the thunderstorm. So, because I had a really bad one a long time ago, but it didn't take out the power; it just kind of flickered it. So, but yeah, what was I? Oh yeah, Subnautica and the early access stuff. Yeah, it's not a pretty thing with all that stuff, early access and whatnot. Because people can get away with doing a game through early access and never fulfill it. Never fulfill it. There was one game I bought. It was some sort of like asteroids thing. Um, which I can't remember what the actual was, but it was like so what the thing was is that you could build a base on this planet or whatever it was, is like out in space. And the one thing you could do is you could just shoot like lasers or whatever up the sky because you'd have like asteroids or like whatever falling on you to get resources. And then you could build like these little um I don't know, compartments or whatever that could just do that, shoot up and gather the resources. But it turned out that the company that was doing that thing, I can't remember what it was. They abandoned it at a certain point. It's like, wow, wow, this is crazy. So there is stuff like that too. You have to be aware of on Steam. I don't know about Epic. I don't know how their store does it. I know that Epic does a thing where they give away a game like every week or so, like a free game a week or something like that. And it's been nice to gather some of those games. And the funny thing is, well, not funny, but the interesting thing is that um, they, when you get one of the free games, right, you can re-download that anytime after. Because once you get it, uninstall it, right? You want to uninstall it from your system. You can re-download it again whenever you want because it's just there. And yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot. I I have over 200 games on my Steam, and I don't know what for my Epic because it's yeah, it's nasty. But it's part of that ordeal where it's like you can get all the games you want, but never have enough time to play them, and that's where I feel like with wanting to do this thing. Man, I enjoy doing this thing more, but I really like to play a game once in a while. And usually I play casual games, right? Games you really don't have to think about, like Minecraft or whatever. The key for your game is linked to your account. Oh, you're talking for the Epic one? Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You'd have to like delete it in order for that to be the case. But like there was one time, wow. If you hear any rumbling in the mic, that's because it's storming outside. It's not raining yet. It's just, I mean, it's sprinkling, but it's not really. Almost feel like a weather forecaster. And now we hear more of the thunder. Oh, I see a flash of light. But no, but yeah, for the Epic ones. It's pretty nice though. It is pretty nice. But for Steam, it's people can abuse and misuse that system for putting a game on and all that stuff. Missed it. Why did I miss it? So there is that. Mm. But yeah, I've been trying to drink more water throughout the day just because of like uh the last time I went to the doctors, right? And it's always a fun time when you go to the doctors, right? You go to the doctors and you think they're gonna tell you the worst thing ever, and sometimes it's not. And sometimes it very rarely isn't. Um, but you're told like, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and all that stuff. Um, because the last time I went to my doctors, oh, last too high, and that's always a fun thing as an adult when you're told your cholesterol's too high. That's like, that's like it's one of those things like, "Oh, wait, so what am I supposed to be at? It's supposed to be lower than this number you have here." It's like, "Oh. Oh, so that's where it's supposed to be at. Oh, okay." Oh, it's funny how this works, but yeah, so I had to, I'm trying to get that down, my cholesterol part, and all that stuff. Because I mean, you really should be taking care of your health. You only get one life, right? Why would you not take good care of your health? And there's many different ways to do it. There are so many diets plan things out there. It's insane, right? Like you try to find the right one. Like some people are vegetarian, some people are what is it? Uh, paleo, I think it is. Paleotarian. I'm gonna have to look it up. All right, how does it go? Paleo, paleo diet. Paleo, okay. Paleolithic diet or caveman diet. Oh, okay. Okay. Eating like a caveman is what it says. Eating like a caveman. Bad diet based on the presumed diet of Paleolithic humans. Huh. Huh. Unprocessed foods and whatnot. Hey, I hear you. I do that. Chop them. No, I've already had that happen. No, 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 no. You don't have to be 40. All right. I've already had that happen. It's the whole turn your head and cough situation. Already have had that happen twice so far in my life. All right. You don't have to be 40 for that to happen. You can be 35 and they'll tell you that to you. So probably because of the whole, you know, cancer stuff, but at the end of the day, um, there is that. But yeah, I was not 40 when they told me that, or when he told me to do that. Uh, and that was fun, right? You have a nurse in there who kind of goes behind a curtain, and then, and then he's there with the doctor, and he says, turn your head and cough." Like, oh, man, that's not fun. It's not meant to be fun. It's meant to be for your benefit of health. But at the end of the I think the other one's gonna be like, when they tell you to get a colonoscopy or whatever. Oh, the fun times you'll have, alright? I haven't had that yet, but I'm pretty sure it'll be sometime in the future. All the fun stuff you have to do because you get older. But again, if you take really good care of your body, like, it doesn't have to be, like, super muscle sort of thing, like you see some of these people out there, right? Like, you'll see some of these people are very, um, super muscular, all that stuff. Um, you don't have to be like that, but if you do, you have to eat more, whatever. Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah, 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 definitely. Um, but yeah, you don't have to be the whole muscular bodybuild stuff. It's just taking care of yourself should be important, and I think a lot of people drop that for like fast food or whatever. And some people just don't care. Which, you know what, your boat to ride. All right, I'll let you have it. Um, But yeah, so I have to do better job of taking care of myself. So I've been trying to do like fasting and then drinking more water, but trying to eat at more home more. And it's becoming a lot more expensive for people to even eat out and eat at home, right? Like I don't know what it is for Canada. I'm thinking it's a lot more for Canada. But for America, it's still quite expensive if you keep buying like all the junk food stuff, even the organic foods, which let's be honest, not all of it's green. All right. But at the end of the day though, um, the question is, are you willing to pay up front, big now, or are you willing to pay a big thing later on in life? Because that's what it ultimately comes to, right? Is either you do the big pay up now or you do an even bigger pay up later in life. And some people I know want to have a long, healthy life, but it sucks when you're trying to figure that out. It really does. I tried doing the carnivore diet to the best to the best of my ability. That didn't turn out well. I didn't stick to it very long. But again, I was trying to go mostly for steaks, which are good, right? Finding a good cheap cut steak. Mm, I found pieces that were like under $5. I was like, yes, finally, finally the promised land. But it's not always the case. It is what it is. So, yeah, that's the fun stuff. Is trying to figure out the stuff you need to eat right, and yeah, I use an app called Yuka to kind of help. But man, when you go through a grocery store with that, you just might as well just leave the grocery store. Because it was like all day long. You'll be like, I can't eat that. I can't have my Oreos. What? They're not healthy for me? Sad day. Sad, sad day of all that stuff. But I haven't eaten Oreos in forever, so there's that too. Uh, okay. But let's see. I haven't had cereal in a long time either, and all that jazz. But I'm okay. I'm okay without it. So, but yeah, yesterday. I don't know if you're here now. Here, it's bad fast food is way too much unless you're living off government. Yeah, that's even worse. That's even worse. Because I imagine that what the government gets you gets you or gives you, either or, is not even that great for you either. It's very it's probably still just as bad. And of course, with all the politicalness between the US and Canada, I imagine it doesn't help that it just gets, you know, less than, right? Like your wallet is appearing smaller every time. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. But and yeah, and I'm grateful I never had to. There's only one time I had to be on unemployment, um, just because it was out of my hands. It was the during when COVID was going on, and my job was basically some parts of it were considered essential, but other parts were not. And so the part that was not considered essential, the area I was in, we had to go on furlough. So it was like a whole month of just not working, which was kind of nice in a way. It was kind of nice to wake up at whatever time you wanted. But it was also kind of showing that I was kind of lazy. And so I kind of needed I kind of needed to change that, which I tried to during that period of time. But I got back. It was like a whole month is what it was. And during that time in the US, people got a bit more because of all the COVID stuff. And um and so having that, it went for what was it like? I think it was like middle and beginning end of March till the middle of April, something like that. So again, it was like a month's worth of time, and it was all right. It was all right. I enjoyed not having to wake up for work, but it does kind of show how tedious it can get if you're not careful. So there's that. Um, oh darn. Was trying to think of something else that came across my mind. I completely forgot it. But yeah, it was nice. Yesterday, I had on a gentleman who I wanted to have on, but couldn't because of scheduling. And luckily for us, that the scheduling turned up well, and that he was able to come on. Otherwise, it would have been like waiting till August to have him on. So having Killer Mike on was pretty good yesterday. Um, and yeah, I talking about all the movies and stuff. Like, I know a lot of people are still on the sort of rise or the this weird thing with the Superman movie, which I've I've gave it an 8 out of 10. Like, I enjoyed it, but I know a lot of people like it's not the comics or all that stuff. And it's one of those things where hearing all those people, the differences of opinions and whatnot, it was kind of felt like it was getting worry, right? Like it was getting a bit worry, with people like, oh, you liked it, blah blah blah. I didn't like it because blah blah blah, all this stuff. And it's hard to have difference of opinions when everyone wants to have something of similar. Well, not have something of similar, but it feels like a more forced motion. I don't know how to describe that. It's sort of like if you're not on my team, you're on theirs sort of thing. I don't know. It's a very weird thing. It's a very weird thing for content creation. Um, that stuff. Let me see. Trying to check to see if my guest. Oh, well, all right. Hey, Nightmare, how's it going? How are you doing, good sir? Hope you're doing well. It's a little fun tonight. I know my guest is supposed to be coming, but I'm not sure. Not getting anything back, so I'm not sure what tonight's gonna go. But we're gonna go uh for however long. Well, not that long. I still gotta set up for tomorrow's show too. Um, but it's going well. And yeah, how are you doing, Nightmare? Hope your streams and stuff are doing all right. I hope all your streams are doing all right. I know a lot of people are more on the Rumble side, but it's always nice to see someone from the YouTube side pop up once in a while. But like I was telling them earlier, Nightmare, I'm having a thunderstorm go on outside of my house, and uh, it's just been thundering and lightning, but it's not really been any heavy rain. Oh crap! Oops. Hope you're good. Yeah, I'm doing all right. I just dealing with a lot of stuff on the back end, the silliness of the content creator sphere, and all that pertains to it. Good lord, am I tired of it? I really am. Um, but I think I left my windows down, but it's not raining right now. So oh, don't. There we go. Um, but yeah, it's just yeah, it's just I seemingly I think he's on his way still. I'm not sure. I'm hoping he's coming. Um, hey, Killer Cast, how are you? Sammy Hey, you know what? I'm trying, man. I don't know what's going on his end. I'm hoping he's coming. I'm hoping he's coming. But yeah, it should be interesting. But no, I was telling people that if my screen goes dark or whatever, um, there's a storm roaming outside. So yeah, actually, yeah, and I've they just started up around about now. So if this goes black and it goes to the background, that means that my power went out, or I accidentally pressed the exit key, which has happened. I was trying to switch between tabs, right? And I accidentally pressed the tab that exit out of Rumble Studio. I'm just like, oh, come on, man. No way. There are times, man. There are times. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Sammy, but I hope he's coming. But regardless, um uh what was I gonna say? I had something in the works. Whatever, we'll get past that. Oh hey, did you see the thing with Steam there, Killer? I guess the card companies are limiting um what people can or can't buy on Steam for games. Now, some of it, like again, earlier I did say that there are some people who misuse and abuse the system that Steam has. Like they just put up these crap whatever things, but there are some games that are gotten hit by that whole Mastercard Visa thing, and it it's rough, man. It's rough, especially you're like a regular a game maker. Yeah, yeah, I saw that. The payment processes, yeah, that's the sucky part, and um, that's really all they have. I mean, I don't think anyone does a check anymore. Like, who does a check to send to Steam? Like, who's gonna do a check for Steam? Most of it is all on uh, debit or credit, and it sucks when your card merchant thing is going like whatever. Policing your opinions. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, again, there are some within that adult only stuff where it can be a bit dicey, and so you kind of have to be wary of. But other times, it's not really that much as long as it's in like the right category of adult only. But there have been other games where people have put up a game and they don't update it. They don't even do anything with it. They just put it up there to collect money from it, and then that's it. And it's just a crap game. Just a crap game. Well, I mean, the issue of it is that crypto's not an easy thing to get into. It's not like how people are so used to a card or cash. Crypto is something that's not really um, an easy process, so to speak. At least for like older folk, right? For older folk to understand. If you can't explain crypto to an older folk and they can't get it right off the bat, then you know you have a lot of explaining left to do, and that sucks. But that's where we're kind of at it right now, is because um, crypto is just not an easy thing to for many it is because they've been through it, but it's not an easy thing where people are like taking it up automatically altogether. So there's that. Um, yeah. So, but yeah, crypto, I can understand that, but it may be a while before it's a widely accepted thing. Um, but the payment. I'm gonna change you this goat and 5 bags of milk for your game. I will trade you one cow. Take the cow or the camel, one of the others. Don't take them. The game is yours for one cow. Oh, that'd be funny. Old people. Hey, hey, calm it down over there. Old people still make a big portion of it, right? Hey, and you know what? Me and Killer are both no clue about crypto. Yeah, look, you're gonna throw masculine under the bus like that. Don't throw him under like that. Come on now. He's one of the good ones. And I'm younger than him, but I'm still just as old. I'm probably right on the I think I'm right on the same age as right in the same age range as Killer is. KG for sure. Killer no, it was Killer Mike G. KMG, or was it KGC or something like that? I don't know. At a certain point the names will blur. So yeah, you gotta if it's like with cell phones, right? You know, when cell phones first started coming out, older people did not get the cell phone. You've got to be able to at least sit down with them and explain how this works. Nowadays, the cell phone is so like the iPhone or whatever. People have a much easier ability with that, and some with Android, but that's no excuse. Hey, forget it. Just calm it down now over Slim. All right, calm it, calm it down now. Um, but yeah, it's it's understandable to a degree. Sometimes it's just about the ease of use of things, of understanding, and there's a lot to learn about it, like wallets and all the other stuff. And it's just like, eh, right? And who knows how long the card merchants will allow people to use actual, USD or whatever to buy, Bitcoin or any coin really, because that's where they could get you is if you don't have anything to buy crypto with, because that's what it's done now is you use actual USD for crypto, and it's basically a thing where if a card company can stop you from buying crypto from that level, then um then it'd be hard to buy crypto at all. So there's one way they could, even slow it further, but I digress. Oh, I forgot to see that killer. Yes. When I was a kid, I always I was always in charge of stopping the clocks on VCRs from blinking 12 all the time. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh my gosh. After a while, you would just be done with it. You would just be done and just let it happen. But yeah, basically, Visa and Mastercard are going heavily against adult content. That's the issue right now. Yeah, yeah, that is. That is. And unfortunately, right now, they're the big heavy hitters. They get to call the shots because there's no one else to compete with them. So, with that in mind, um, yeah, for right now, a lot of people are going to be in turmoil, and that includes like anywhere in the world. Maybe you could use like a gift card. I don't know if Steam has gift cards, to be honest. Does Steam have gift cards? I don't know. I know Epic has gift cards. You can buy those like V-Buck stuff. Next would be firearms. Well, next it could be anything, right? It could be cars, right? Next thing you know, they tell you can't buy a, a car with credit or whatever, and next thing you know, you can't even have a vehicle to drive yourself around in. It is, wasn't it? Unfortunately, and I don't think anyone's big enough to step up against it because right now I'm not seeing anyone um, do such a thing, which sucks. But the truth of it is if you're not going to, where is he really? If you're not going to be willing to stand up against them as are, um, then yeah, it's just not. Visa Mastercard. I've heard that. I have heard that. And news here and there. Mastercard right now. I like to put calling them out. Yeah, well, we'll see if that works. Gift cards are hard to get here. Most of them packed. Really? What? How on earth is that even possible? How can your gift cards be hacked before you even buy them? That's insane. Hard to get. How do you even know? How do you even know if they've been hacked or not? Oh, that's crazy. I wonder if the gift cards hacked. There we go. Got a little something here. They keep the real ones. Okay, and put up fakes. Wow. Well, I found something on. I'll show it a bit. Hold on. So I found this. Oops. Hold on. Let me get it in just a little. There we go. There we go. That looks better. It says gift card hacking is a growing concern with various methods used by cyber criminals to exploit these cards. One common method involves stealing a gift card numbers either physically or electronically. For instance, scammers might steal gift cards from retail displays, copy the numbers, and reseal the cards to avoid detection. When another person purchases and activates the card, the scanner can then drain the funds. Wow. Wow, that sucks. No, really, that does suck. Another method involves phishing and social engineering scams where victims are tricked into sharing gift. Now, this one I've seen because there's a channel called Payback Scammers, and you get to see these guys go to work. Right, like Payback Scammers, they're trying to prevent people from getting scammed by all these people in India and maybe a little bit of China, but mostly India. And man, some of these people, they do Bitcoin, they do gift cards, all this stuff, and it is horrendous. Some of these people are paying thousands upon thousands of dollars to these scammers because under certain duress, whatever. And it's ugly. It is ugly about all that. It's awful. Payback scammers though is fun to watch too. Um, in some cases, hackers gain access to users' accounts and abuse features like auto load to drain funds. For example, a user reported that their Amazon account, was hacked, resulting in the purchase of 18 gift cards totaling 275. The hacker managed to bypass two-factor authentication, highlighting the vulnerabilities in account security. That is scammer payback is great. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was payback scammer. I'm sorry. It's scammer payback. Yeah, though they're great. Pierogi and all his crew, they're chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Um, but do not redeem. Yes. Why do you redeem? do do not redeem. Why do you redeem? Why do you redeem? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said redeem. Ah, ah. Love them. They give those scammers heck, and they should too. Those scammers are, and it's funny too, right? Because the whole ordeal with like Elon at one point a while back was like the whole HB1 thing. Is like, why would you want to import scammers? I mean, not all of them are. I'm just saying there are many probably in India who dislike these scammers, but the government's corrupt. So there you go. Um, Additionally, there are reports of gift card fraud involving insider threats. The FBI has warned about cybercrime group called Storm 0539, which targets retail gift card operations by bypassing two-factor authentication and creating fraudulent gift cards. To protect against a gift card fraud, it is advisable to check the integrity of the card before purchasing, avoid sharing gift card information, and monitor account activity regularly. If a gift card is expected to be compromised, contact the issuer immediately is recommended. Ooh. Ooh. It's true though. If if a f if you see something weird and it wasn't you, contact them now. Do it. Do it! But yeah, I love Scammer Payback. Those guys are great and they do something that's incredible. Well, there's Scammer Payback. I know there was there was someone I always get compared to was Kit Boga was another one. And he does some funny stuff too. But it was funny because he made a Kit Boga, I think with his team, they made like this whole server thing full of like AI chatbots that would just chat with these scammers and whatnot and just frustrate them to no end, which was pretty funny. Because I think their dealing was like if those people are busy with the chatbot, then they're not busy with you. And that's a pretty good way of putting it, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, um, you don't want um you just don't wanna you wanna be very careful. Same with emails, same with phone calls. If you don't my thing has always been, if I don't recognize a phone number, I let it go to voicemail. You cannot believe how many times that has saved me from listening to, like, "Oh, your DirecTV. Oh, your college loan. Oh, this, oh, that." I'm like, "I have none of those things. Why are you calling me about this stuff? It's ridiculous." Robocalls? Have you ever dealt with robocalls? They're horrendous. Not only that, but I've gotten ones like text, like somehow they find your phone number and they'll text you scams. Text, email, phone calls, all sorts of stuff. Like my inbox on AOL alone is full of scams and it is rough. Just try to delete them all. You have to sift through to find the ones that are actual emails. And even then you're like, one word is off. You're like, oh. You can always tell it's a scam email when they're all this other thing. You owe money. Okay, let me check to make sure it's actually I owe money before I give you anything. I ain't clicking your links. But yeah, they really people, if you're out there, don't read first, take a breath first before you respond to something of owing money. Because if it's false, you'll be having a lot of your money gone. And it's sad to hear these stories of people losing 1,500, 10,000 out. There was this one, that they talked to or whatever. It was an older gentleman, almost $70,000 gone. That was basically almost all of his retirement. He had some other stuff that he couldn't touch, which was great, but $70,000 out of an old man's pocket because of some emergency thing. Scam calls. Hey, to prevent recommended, but Google's phone app is really good about preventing those scam calls. Well, I mean, I was with Apple, they do say like this could be a scam call. Um, I'll be cursing on those robocall. Oh, I believe it. I believe you for your stand, you'd be on that phone call and you would just be throwing out Espanol like it was candy at a Halloween party. You would just be bam, 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 like no tomorrow. All right, it'd be crazy. Um, and all that stuff. Let's see. Um, but yeah, it's a weird thing where um it's just there's just so much of it out there. So much of all this stuff that's going on is insane and you have to be careful. I cannot stress this enough. if you see them, if someone is calling you about owing money or freeing your account or whatever, do not react right away because I think like some of the companies like Microsoft where they tell you they don't ask for your password or whatever, or they don't ask for your that's when you know if the company like my bank says they don't ask for phone number or bank account stuff or whatever. Don't give it to someone who claims to be from the bank because the bank has stated themselves, we don't ask for that stuff. Don't be like that. And so it's one of those things where um, you just have to be very careful. I can't stress that enough because the stories you hear, man, it is so sad. It is so sad. Some of them are older, some of them are middle aged. Um, it's just bad. It's just really bad. Um, and all that stuff. So, but yeah, if you ever get if any of you ever get a chance, check out Scammer Payback. Great people. And if they give you advice, follow it. I know they try to sell. It's always an Indian guy, always doing these robocalls, not trying to be racist, but it's true. You know what? Be racist back. That's I take that one back. Be it's just like you just be that back or whatever, like not always because there might be an actual person, but yeah, it's fun again, it's funny that Elon was getting big into um the H1B things, but it's like you're probably having people come over that are not helpful. uh is always Indians, and they make us normal Indian Americans look bad. Yeah, exactly. Like if you're an Indian American and you came here with your family or by yourself because you wanted a better life, yeah. And I know for a fact that someone said that there are some in India who don't like these, but the government's so corrupt that they're not gonna do anything about it. Maskin says even my sister got nailed 2 G's a few months ago. That sucks, man. $2,000. That's rough. That is rough. I don't know. Man, that no. Nuh-uh. It's yeah, I don't know what to tell you. That sucks. Especially if it happens to yeah, that the You know what? Sometimes faked your bank. Wow. See? See? They faked your bank like I was talking about earlier. They sometimes will fake your bank. You have to be careful. Let the racisms flow you through on the call. Yeah, you know what? If it's not somebody you know or whatever. Oh, well, I mean, if it's somebody you know, you can joke around. But I mean, if it's like one of those robocalls, just get all explicit on in their face. H1B is another example. I can't get a job because they import cheap. Well, and not only that, but how do they know they're not importing scammers with them as well, right? I'm not saying all Indians are scammers, but I'm just saying that there are a lot of people who could be considered scammers or part of that ordeal because they have mules here in America too. They have mules here in America to run money for that sort of stuff. Um, but as Killer says, if you get one of those people like a robocall, whatever, just call them whatever name under the sun. I'm sure they'll not call you again, or just say something. To be honest, but I digress. It's one of those things where um, seriously, it's one of those things where it's just nope, nope, wouldn't accept it, wouldn't accept it. So, but yeah, that sucks. Hope your sister got some form of help because that's just yeah, that's just ugly. Um, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to top back the conversation. Mm. Non-bank told her, "Well, it's your fault." Yeah, that sucks too. It sucks too that the bank won't help at that point either. And I hate that because there's some degree of like it's your fault, so we're not gonna be able to help you. Um, come on. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I know, right? I gotta do the fun stuff on the back end of things. Um, mm, uh, uh, da, 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 da. Always talking to the back end. Did you? No, this one I've had for a while. It's a here, I'll just show it. This is my keyboard right here. It's mechanical. See all that? I like the RGB thing. I was trying to find a mechanical keyboard because I like the hard clickety clacks. Um, but um, yeah, it's just sort of that thing that I just wanted that mechanic. There were some expensive ones though. I was looking up. It was on Amazon that I bought this from. I was like, some of those mechanical keyboards were costing hundreds of dollars for a keyboard, for a mechanical keyboard. I almost sound like Shaggy there, like Scoob. I was trying to buy a keyboard, man. Hey, cool. Oh yeah, I enjoy it. It's the RGB is nice. I think you can do a lot of different stuff with it, but I haven't even tried to change it. So there's that. I was like Scoob. I'm like Scoob. I was trying to buy a keyboard, Scoob, and they was calling. They were asking for like over $100, Scoob. I couldn't pay for it. Huh? Like Scoob, it's gonna be a bad day, man. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's hilarious. It's too funny. Round key. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I like the round keycaps. I know you have like the ones with like, the square ones, but I like the round edged ones. I'm not that great at like typing words. Like it does take me a bit. I'm not like someone who's like had their fingers on the home keys and done all that stuff. But I digress. I do like the look of it and the RGB stuff, but I was trying to look at other ones. Like there was one I saw what was like it has like this wood grain inlay and all that stuff and had like the gold coloring around the keys. But it was like a couple $100. I'm like, no, no, will not do that. No, I'm not spending that amount of money on and even I think even Razer stuff. Like there's probably some Razer stuff out there that costs close to $100. I'm like, $100 for a keyboard? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? $100 for a keyboard? Goodness sake, I might as well just go for a non-RGB at that point. Stinking expensive. Like I'm trying to survive on stuff. And all of a sudden they're trying to uh they're trying to ask for so much money for a stinking keyboard. I just at a certain point you do you, boo. I can't. I can't. Um but yeah, eh, eh, shopping for a keyboard is definitely shopping for any computer part's not fun because you really want the best of the best, but then your wallet says no, and you're sort of like, "Oh, come on, I just want the keyboard. Let me have the keyboard." Mm, nope. Mm-mm. I am grateful for the my computer that I have. It probably only cost me close to 1,500 to make altogether. You know, because like the CPU costs a lot, the GPU costs a lot. The graphics card costs a lot depending on what you get. Like I got a mid grade, mid tier, low tier one, um, and a bunch of other stuff. Try finding a mouse that is wired only is hard too. Most are hybrid or only wireless. Well, I have this one here. This I think is a Logitech. Is it? I think it's Logitech. Anyway, I have this one right here, but I do have a wired one. I do have a wired one. It's just I can't remember why I stopped using it. I think it was like something was wrong with like the wiring or whatever. Like it would just do some weird stuff, and I was like, I gotta pull this out. Um, but it was a weird one. It allowed you to like uh what was it? It allowed you like add weights to the mouse. Um, Actually, I wonder if I still have it. I know I still have it. I just don't know where. Um, Hold on. I want to see if I can't find it. One second. Yeah, ah, uh, it is. Found it. Ugh. Well, this is my wired one. This is a has a picture of a dragon on it, but this is the only wired one I have. I haven't used it in forever. It's like a dragon gaming or something like that. But yeah, this you could do like this little thing right here, right? You could open it. Are you gonna open all the way, or is that ah? Or did you have? I had a Logic wired for decade, and it's great. Yeah, I most of the like my headphones, my mic, my camera, my light, they're all Logitech, and I've not had an issue with them. I did have to rebuy the cord for this because I accidentally bent the plug-in pin that goes into the computer. So I don't know why I can't open that. Why can't? Well, whatever. Anyway, this is the only wired one I have. I haven't used it very much beyond the scope of I can't remember what happened, but regardless. But anyway, guys, it is the top of the hour. All right, and of course, I don't know what's going on with my guests, but we'll continue on for a little bit, anyways. But anyway, guys, whether you're on the Rumble side or the YouTube side, whichever side you want, uh, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because not only does it help with being seen more, like all content creators want to be. All right, let's just leave it at that. All content creators want to be seen a little bit more, but also have other people on like Masculine Cargo, like Wolf, had Wolf on, had Furious Dan on, all great guys. At the end of the day, I enjoy doing this thing, getting to talk to all sorts of people from all walks of life, creator or not. At the end of the day, this thing um, has been a big part of doing all this stuff, and I enjoy it heavily because I get to talk to people like you, and I don't care if you're a creator or not. That simple, that easy. I don't care about your numbers either, but you hear those stories, so I'll have to say that too. Otherwise, people are like, oh, who cares about numbers? Like, F you. But anyway, anyway, the other part of let me take that off. Get off. There we go. Uh, might need to draft up the backup guest. Yeah, I don't know if I have a backup guest. Um, I don't know if the person fell asleep or whatever, but it is what it is. But you have me, and we're gonna have fun. Chatting about whatever. But anyway, down below, or in the down below and in the chat, that is my link to like my Twitter X, my email, or my Discord. But it's just a link to like DM. I don't have a server. I'm not planning on having a server ever. I only have so much mental bandwidth to do this sort of thing. So regardless, um, yeah, you can go there. You can find myself and the Rumble and YouTube link are in there too. So if you don't mind going check that out. And of course, the last thing is that I know I've said it before, but again, I am part of Proton's partner program, and this time around, I'm talking about their Proton Pass, which is their um, is their password manager sort of thing. You know how like there's one password and so many others. Well, this is their password manager, Proton Pass, and so I use it pretty much every day to hold my password because honestly, trying to remember so many passwords doesn't end up well and all that stuff. So there's that. But regardless, you can go to that link. There's a bunch of things that tell you why to use Proton Pass. Again, I use this product pretty much every day. Again, I wouldn't promote a product, uh, a benefit really, a benefit that I didn't use because um, I really just see it as something to try and so forth. So they allow you to use an alias email. They allow you to. They have this sort of thing where you can enter in a password and it'll tell you if it's strong or not. And they also generate passwords for you as well. So you can set it at any length you want. They'll generate it for you with on the system, and all you need is like one password to get in, and then all that stuff is linked to you. So give it a look. Again, I can make money off it, but I really didn't get in for that. I just get on to try. And if it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't, then that's okay. It's no skin off my back. I'm just promoting a benefit. Like Billy Mays would say, um, I wouldn't promote something I didn't use, and I do use it, so that's why. So there's that. And all that stuff. Uh, but yeah, so um, look it out, check it out. Whether or not you like to is up to you. But I'm just trying to promote a benefit, so there's that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Might go on for a little longer. I don't know what's going on. I'm not getting any. I'm. They might have fallen asleep or something might have happened, and they don't have the ability to respond back. So there's that. Uh, let's see. One second. Nope. Uh, yeah. Are you still? All right. Well, something must have happened. So there's that. But we'll continue on for a little longer, and then we'll just kind of end the show from there. So, and thanks to Killer Mike for yesterday because that was helpful. But life happens, and you got to roll with the punches. Or as, uh, what was her name? Not on delay. Um, she's saying hello. Rolling in the deep was Adele. Sometimes you have to rolling in the deep right there, like Adele said. Like, oh man, I can't believe I used that. It's been so long since I've listened to any of her music. But yeah, we'll just go for a little longer, then we'll kind of end the show from there because I'm not gonna, you know, kind of don't know what happened. So plus I want to get tomorrow set up and maybe get into bed a little early, just cause. And it looks like it's still sprinkling out there. I don't trust it. But the problem of it is, though, is I forgot to roll up my windows, so I'm gonna I'm gonna have to end it sometime. Because if it does storm tonight, I need to roll up my windows. It was nice and cloudy. It wasn't as cloudy. It was like fair weather clouds, but it was still humid and stuff. I was outside. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just leave my windows on because hot and humid and all this stuff. You want to keep up breeze or whatever. And all of a sudden, like 10 minutes before my show, it starts storming and whatnot. I'm like, oh man. I'm just like, come on. So I gotta get out there as well, make sure that all the windows are shut. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a. I bet you he did. I bet you. I would not be surprised if he did. I would not be surprised if he did. If he fell asleep on the toilet, I can make fun of him though. And it's like, how does it feel to sleep on a crapper? Oh, Sammy's. I was on his show this Sunday, so he's a good egg. But stuff happens, man. I don't know what the issue is, but hopefully everything's okay and he's not like he didn't trip and fall and break his neck. That's the worst thing you want to hear. All right. What happened? I tripped and fell and broke my neck. Why are you still talking to me? I don't know. Let go. Let go. But yeah, it is what it is. I'll still roll through the punches regardless. I started doing it by myself. I can handle it all the same. Plus, I got all you wonderful people too. So there is that. It's nice to have a little company around the campfire, if you will. Um, but um, where was I at? But yeah, it's um, stuff happens. It's a part of the ordeal, and you should see my DM list of how many people I've DM'd just to have on. Good lord, it's a lot. It is what it is, though. You try to ask, and people say yes or no, and that's all I look for is to say if they take up the opportunity. Because I do believe this is a great opportunity zone, right, for both people, for both sides, right? I wouldn't want to be like, um, some people who only invite creators on or whatever, or anything of similarity, because I think there's a lot of people out there who have something they believe is worth saying, but they aren't sure if it's worth saying or not. And when you have people like that who believe that they don't have anything worth to say, but they do have something they believe is worth saying, it's kind of it's kind of saddening in a state because it is I think it's a confidence issue, but it's also just one of those things where, you know, that how do you describe it? It's also one of those things where you understand but know that it's it doesn't have to be that way, right? And in doing this, I've come across all sorts of people, lovely. Some are, uh, some are just timid or whatever. And it's been a great opportunity in its own right. I mean, still, again, content creation, the content creator sphere is just ogres all against the wall. Like I despise. There are some things within the content creator sphere I despise, and my issue with that is that it's stuff you can't talk about in public because you want to respect the parties within. But mother fudger, do I hate the stuff behind the scenes and the stuff like the drama and the whatnot and this and that. I fudging despise it. And hey, B roll, what's going on? How are you, good sir? I hope you guys are doing well. Nice to see you. He's got the cat emoji. How are you doing, Adam? Been a long time, but I'm glad you're here. But yeah, it's just a fudging disaster. I look as much as I enjoy doing this thing, and I do. Do not mistake that. I enjoy doing this conversational thing. I fudging despise all the freaking drama, whether in public or in private, in the content creator sphere. Sometimes stuff happens and you're not even sure what's going on, but you find yourself in the middle of a tornado and you aren't even sure if you're going to make it out alive. I fudging despise that part of it. I fudging despise that part of it. All you children, whoever you may be, can take your stuff and get out. Because I don't give a rat's behind about your silly little drama stuff. I get if there's something that's going on and I step into something and I don't know about all that stuff, but leave your petty little drama sniveling crap out the door because I'm sick of it. And I'm tired of it. I'm doing this thing because I enjoy it, not because I want to deal with a bunch of adults a bunch of children who call themselves adults, and all you're trying to do is just make something that has greatness within itself and asking people to come along with it. Well, thank you for that, B-roll. I appreciate that. Many blessings to you. Many blessings to you. Um, but yeah, it sucks. And there's parts of it that suck, and that's why when I've talked to people in the past before, I'm always like, don't start with camera and microphone. Start with why you want to do this thing because it's BS. It's BS up the wall about all the stuff you sign up for that you have no intention of wanting to be a part of, and it's shite. It's downright shite. And you can't say very much about it because you don't want it turning into a huge turmoil or people not trusting you. I want people to be able to trust me because I enjoy everyone. Eh, you know what? Thank you for that. I appreciate it because it's shite. It really is. And I'm just trying to do this thing that's about talking to people across the way. I don't know about the stories, intricate stories that are elsewhere maybe hung on to people, but I could give shite all about it because I do this not for that. I don't care about it. I don't care about the clickbait thumbnail stuff. I don't care about chasing the metrics. I care about having connections and conversations with people across the way. And it fudging is despising when when I sit here and do this thing that I enjoy and I keep running into these road bumps that children who call themselves adult keep bringing up. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you can't avoid it because you either talk to somebody or somebody comes your way, and all of a sudden you're in this pothole of just demise and despair. And like I know I've probably mentioned it before sometimes about drama, but this is the stupidest part, right? This is the stupidest part about content creation, the content creator sphere, is that it is hard to get away from the things you want to get away from, and that includes drama. You wanna know how despising it is when you have to deal with people who are more accusatory of, first, then rather ask questions later. Do you know how despising it is when people would rather just like don't do this or that, or associate with this or that? Fudge it all. Fudge it all. Fudge it all. I'll still be standing here doing my thing, talking to more people than you could spend your little the general you, not the actual you. I don't want you to think it's you. You're good. All of you good. The general you will have so much that your head will spin, and I'll be on a higher plateau than you silly little drama suckers. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Okay? You know what matters to me? What matters to me is I had to talk to people like B-roll. Well, that's two. That's Adam and his wife. Lovely. Furious Dan. Killer Games Cast, which that was a miracle in itself. Let's just be honest. I get to talk to Masculine Cargo. I get to talk to Tomby. I get to talk to so many people. At the end of the day, I get to talk. I get to chat with people of different perspectives, different thoughts about the world, different experiences, all sorts of things, and that has more worth in its own right than the silly little drama sniveling Bolshevik. What's at Daramouthe least like movie? Ooh, I have no idea. I'll tell you what my most like movie is: The Green Mile. Like cancer. Well, the problem of it is that it crisscross people that you really like to have on. And the problem of it is you start once you start hitting that drama thing, you're gonna start cutting out a lot of people quickly. And there are a lot of people you've had no issue with. Like there are a lot of people I've had no issue with at all. I bet it's one of those. Well, I'm not an oldie watcher. I did see It's a Wonderful Life. Okay, that's not a bad movie, but I've not watched any of the old movies you guys watch, which is a lot, to be honest. All right, you guys watch a lot of public domain movies that I've never even heard of, and so I can't speak on that. But yeah, I do not like McGregor. Oh well, that's a funny one. That's a funny one though. Great movie. Yeah. Oh yeah. Great movie, Green Mile. But yeah, Green Mile. I like Green Mile. Green Mile is like one of my 10 out of 10 movies, just like Shawshank Redemption. And the funny thing is that the same person who directed the Green Mile directed Shawshank, and those are both as Stephen King stories, both of them. And which is funny because a lot of people hate Stephen King, but I'm like, okay, just don't take these two away from me, because you're never gonna get another Clark Duncan again. Walked out in Blair Witch and Crystal Skull. Okay, never saw Blair Witch, but I got that. And Crystal Skull, okay, I get that, but I did still see it. But you're never gonna get another Michael Clark Duncan. You're never gonna get another one like him. Maybe Ving Rhames, but I mean he's a lot older now. Michael Clark Duncan is legit. He's he was one of those people. He played the who was it? He played Kingpin and the Ben, not Ben Stiller. Who was it? Ben Affleck Daredevil. He was great in that. He's played in a lot of different movies. He's played oh shoot. He's played in a lot of different movies. I just know about the what was it? I just know about the Daredevil one and the what is that? I'll have to give Sammy a special greeting in that case. I don't know what's going on with Sammy. Something could have happened. It's okay. You know, I was able to make it this far. I can make it this far without somebody. It's okay. It's just it sucks when it happens. It is what it is. But something could have come up, and life happens. So there is that. But yeah. So stuff happens. Well, that is true. Overextends himself a lot. I can agree to that because he had me on his show Sunday, and he does a lot. Again, with content creation, you gotta find what you enjoy out of it, and try not to overextend. My favorite actor, Charles Bronson. Ooh, Death Wish. Now that I heard of. Wait, Charles Bronson? No, No, I'm thinking of Charles Heston. I'm thinking of something completely different. But yeah, Charles Bronson is Death Wish. Overextends himself a lot. Yeah, and I can agree to that. I think he talked about how he was at a wedding, he was doing all this other stuff, so it's possible that he could have fell asleep or something else could have happened. He is married. Okay, I know the missus could have asked him to take out the trash, and he's having trouble with that. He's mm, at Fansite, make it extra special. Well, make it extra special with you got to do a little kindness first, and then give a little slap, right? You got to slap him with a fish or something like that. But I'm not gonna hold it against him. For so, you know what? I bet you he got a little, hazy tazy right there. You know what I'm saying? He saw. He's like, what does a taser do? I don't think he did that, but I can agree that he does overextend himself. So I hope he figures that one out. But yeah, stuff happens. Worst vacation experience? I I think for me in a vacation, right? A vacation is I know some people like visit destinations and whatnot, which is great. Like you pick a destination to choose. But I really feel like if you pick a destination to visit and you're staying in a hotel there or whatever, then really sightseeing all the stuff like if you're in a group. So here's a great example, right? This is when I didn't have much of a choice. When I was a kid, me and my family we went to Walt Disney World. I was like age 12. We spent all fudging day at Walt Disney World, Magic Kingdom, by the way. We stayed at one park almost all freaking days. Did it same with Epcot too. And the tickets were expensive. Don't get me wrong. I understand where my parents were coming from. It's a financial thing. But we stayed as kids all fudging day long at Walt Disney World. It was great at times. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And it fudging sucked. Like, if I'm gonna take a vacation, I don't wanna do anything. Maybe I'll go on a trail wherever it's at, or maybe I'll go see the nice thing that they have as a visiting place, more like the food thing, but never had a real vacation as an adult, but Amsterdam was a pretty horrible experience. Well, Amsterdam by many is known as the pot capital of the world, basically, and you can do a lot of stuff there. But I would not. I've never been outside the U.S., so wouldn't know. But like, if I'm gonna go on vacation, I want to go on a place that I can go to where there's nothing expected. There's no itinerary whatsoever, right? Got to make that money last. It's true. Okay. It's a urinal. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good. Have you look, I've been at those I've been behind those cars when I'm driving, when I've been behind those cars where you have people puffing it up and you can just smell like it's butt. It just smells like weed smells like butt. Like I know people take it for medicinal, that's fine, right? There are some medicinal properties with it, which is great, right? You should explore plants for medicinal purposes, but people just doing it as a recreational, it stinks. It's like smelling somebody fart all the time, but actually a fart is much more enjoyable because at least you can laugh at that. I can't laugh at someone smoking weed because you never know if it's medicinal or not. Like I've had Hemp Hero on, he's a great guy. It was the rudeness. Oh, okay. Well, it's known as the pot capital word, so that's what was going on. So it was the rudeness. Well, isn't Amsterdam in Denmark? I think it's in Denmark. But, again, I've never been outside the US, so I'm limited in what my experience has been. Limited. 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 The transcript will say, because of the funny thing is, like, yes, again, I stream to both Rumble and YouTube, but YouTube has this ability where you can have a transcript, at like 24 hours after your stream gets done, and that's really great. Although it doesn't always get the words right, so that's not great either. But it helps in like if you want to go through like what's been said, especially if you're a deaf person. But for me, Rumble doesn't have that. It's more fun than Disney. It's looking like it. It's looking like I saw when opening day happened for Epicverse, and man, people even before it actually opened, people were like crazy. People were crazy about all that stuff. They were just like they're getting like the How to Tame Your Dragon, the Dark Universe, Mario, all that stuff. It was insane of how busy it looked, and I'm sure it's pretty busy now. Hey Dash, how's it going? But it's we'll see how long it lasts, but Disney is any of those places are expensive though. I was actually told by I was it was it you, Killer Mike, or was it Swag that was saying like I think it was Swag who was saying um that Universal calls like 3 times as much to go to. The Epic First stuff. It costs us 3 times as much to go to than Walt Disney World. I'm like, that sucks. That sucks. I would not I again, so it's like a cruise, man. You save up all that money to go, and it just sucks. It just sucks. Ugh. That's another thing too. Is like you know what makes a bad vacation when you go on an expensive trip, right? Well, it can be even the simplest stuff, and you don't have the money to do anything else. Hey, Thomas, how's it going? Nice to see you again, sir. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Thomas Blackfire. You know, the funny thing so just to on a take note, right? The funny thing is that YouTube has sort of like this thing. I know I've said it before. They have this like top fan thing over on YouTube where you can just keep talking whatever. So when it was Sammy's show, I was actually in sort of not in actual competition, but sort of competition with Daxner with being like the number one chatter. And I eventually won just cause I was keep trying, but, that's really interesting that YouTube is adding that sort of thing to their chats, and that I can see I can see if you can make being in chat a competition, that would be impressive, but it's not on Rumble. So there's that. Hail to you, good sir. Hail to you. But yeah, it's been interesting to see how that top fan leaderboard thing. And if Rumble was able to do something like that, just have like someone in chat be like the top one for how much they either chat or what is that? Chat or send a super chat or whatever it is. Man, you would see a lot of people stay just for that. Post-it note? None of them. My favorite color is red, obviously, but none of the colors are my favorite, like post-it note color. I just, I just got it to have a colorful view. Like if you were to look like all of it, right? You would see that, and then you would see like just because someone was saying like, oh, it's pretty gray and all that stuff, and I was trying to find a way of doing, killing two birds with one stone while thanking people, for donating a Rumble rant and then having, like color on the walls. Like this is what I came up with. I kind of borrowed the idea from another content creator, but what ideas aren't borrowed to some degree. So I kind of did that. And now my wall is colorful. It's a little disheveled. Like that's probably the most organized than all the rest of the sides right here. This is probably the most organized. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to clean it up. I'm gonna have to clean it up one of these days, just cause. But no, I don't have a favorite colored post-it note. I just have a favorite color, and that's this red, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So there's that. But where was I at before? Uh, Curses. I was somewhere. But yeah, it's vacation. And the funny thing is though, if you take a vacation, when you come back from it, you kind of feel like you need a vacation for your vacation. And so my thing would be is like if you go on vacation, whatever. But if you come back from vacation, you need to give yourself a 24-hour decompress at home. And it's almost like jet lag, right? Like you have to give yourself like 24 hours before you could feel normal or whatever that feeling is. Uh, when when it uh when you go to a different country, whatever. whatever jet lag would be. So I think like if you come back from a vacation or from someplace, you need to give yourself 24 hours before going back to work. Otherwise, you'll feel like the slog of just like all day at work and all that stuff. Yeah. Thank you for that dashboard. Um, but yeah, I really do believe that that if you do take a vacation, give yourself 24 hours when you come back because it does not feel great when you come back and you go right to work after the fact. It's not fun. Mm, it's not fun. That's something I've learned though. I figured to share with all of you because some of you, like vacation say I never want to come back and like I gotta pay my bills. Oh my goodness. Um, but yeah. Oh my goodness. But I don't. I think to answer your question there, uh, casual CG, uh, is that I think the worst vacation experience is one you're forced to have to do stuff on itinerary wise, and that's the worst vacation, especially if it's out of your control. Like you're there and like that's the worst vacation. That's the worst vacation. I never want to have to do that again because vacation shouldn't be that. Um, so there's that. But what about you guys? You guys in the chat ask me questions. Okay, so let me ask you one question. Um, what is a really actually what is a good question to ask? Ooh, dang it! I want to ask a really good question to chat. Since you guys are since casual actually is the one asking me, but since you guys seem to ask me questions, which it's fine. I don't care. Um, what? Hmm. I imagine at least a big chunk of you read books. I have to think at least some of you read books. So, what is a book, if at all, that you've read, has been a book that when you finish reading it, right? Where will you go on your next week? When I have the money and time for it, I don't know. I don't know. Um, so for those who do read, if you guys do read a book out there, what has been a book that after you've read has sort of made you stop and think about just just anything, right? Like it made you question your reality, so to speak. Like if you're gonna ask me questions, I'll get to ask you. Yeah, but where? I don't know. Honestly, I'd rather if I were to take a vacation, right? I'd rather go on the train the Amtrak train and just get a roomette and just travel across the country. I'd rather do that to be honest, but I'm not made of money and that's a timely thing. So, um, but it'd just be like across. They'll take the train across the country and just enjoy the scenic route across that. If I had unlimited funds and unlimited time, I would do a train ride across the country just cause. Why not? That just seems fun. You wanna do we tried to relax one time and ended up running around and driving too much. Yeah. It's like, what is a vacation if you're trying to do too much? Like, what is a vacation if you're trying to do too much? Like, a vacation shouldn't be a work vacation, right? Like, I know, you should plan before, right? That should always be the case, but there are people who like to plan every minute detail, and it's like, it's not gonna go the way you want. And I can't. I can't like if I were to go on a vacation with someone, right? We go to some city. Let's say we went to um, Nashville, right? Went to Nashville, Tennessee, and we were going there, and all this stuff is like if you're both adults, right? Maybe you want to do something together, so you just kind of walk around or whatever. That's my idea of fun. Well, yeah, no, that's not bad. Just as long as, like, not Death Valley, because that's a bad time. No to Death Valley, that's a bad time, um, if you get lost. But if I were to, like, go to Nashville or whatever for a vacation with someone, I'd really be like, you're both adults and you both wanna do separate things, but you might wanna do something together, right? So you just kinda walk around, you kinda get used to your area, see what kinda stores there are, and that's always the one bad thing is, like, touristy stores during summer for sure. Yeah, summer's probably a lot better, but some places get a bit crowded. There's that. So you could have a uh crowded place. Um but yeah, I couldn't if I were to go with someone else, it'd probably be like do this a little bit and then you go off and do your own thing and then come back. Because I really do think a vacation shouldn't be something you have to work at. You do the work before, you don't do the work during. If emergency comes up and you have to do some work, then that's understandable. But that should be like it should be like a last thing that ever happens ever. Cause you try to plan for things as best you can, especially if you're in another country. Like if you were to go to the UK, London, and all that stuff, you gotta you gotta prep before you go. They already speak English, so you don't have to worry about that. You already got your hotel and stuff. You already got that. Just plan before you go. Like your stuff, what are you taking? The money you need, all that stuff. Just plan for the important stuff, and then kind of just remember where your place is at, right? Remember where your hotel is at. Remember your home base. Remember when you need to leave to go back home to your actual home. And then remember that um, if you're in a place where there's a bunch of English speakers, you'll don't be afraid to ask because getting lost is not fun. But nowadays people have a phone and then you can just GPS it. So there's that. So yeah, don't forget where your base is at. Don't forget to ask for help if you need it. And always remember to enjoy yourselves during your vacation. Always enjoy yourselves. And give yourself the ability to be back to have a 24-hour decompression bit for coming home. So when you come home, have a full day to yourself at home and just decompress because it's not gonna be fun if you have to go straight to work after, especially if you fly, not after. Um, but yeah, man, talking about vacation, I really would go to play like some place with good barbecue. Oh my gosh, good barbecue. Oh, I'm a bit of a foodie at heart, so don't blame me. Okay, okay, all right, don't blame me for that. Um, But well, yeah, the question I had earlier is what book if there are any of you who read a book, what has been a book that you've read and when you got done reading it has made you question reality? There's a good question right there. Have any of you read a book that once you were done with it made you question reality? I'm hoping to hear to see what people say. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be why is it? There we go. All that stuff. What you guys got? Question. Here we go. What oh, what uh what book because this will be quicker. Because I know there's a bit of a delay. Have you read that once done reading that's reading it has made you question reality? All right, I'll put that in chat. There you go. That's my question to you guys. What book have you read that once done reading it has made you question reality? That's your question. That's my question to you guys. What book have you read? So hopefully you'll see it. Hopefully you'll have an answer for it. If not, that's fine. I just figured if I'm gonna get asked stuff, then I want to ask you guys something. Fair is fair. Fair is fair. Fair is fair and all that stuff. Bum bum bum. Da, 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 da. Ba-da-ba-ba. Da, 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 da. So, but yeah, if nothing, that's fine. Do comics count? Mm, um. Well, if you don't have a book, then I'll allow it. If you don't have a book, I'll allow it. If you don't have a book, if you have a comic that's sort of like that, then yes. But if you have a book in mind, then say the book. But if it's a comic, then go for it. You kind of do have to read a comic, so I guess in a way it is kind of a book, but not really. That weird gray line of like, is it or is it not a book? And I'm like, maybe. So actually, um, dang, this is where a guess would be helpful. Only kidding. Oh, come on! Come on! Come on! Oh my goodness. Man, try to ask a question and nobody and people have a hard time answering. Maybe I asked too difficult questions. You know what? Uh, yeah. Sure, Thomas. Sure. That's not a real book. I have a real book, not that kind of book. Only kidding. Um, how about what's another one? Do you play? How about this? Do you play an instrument? There you go. Do any of you play an instrument? Since the other question seems to be a bit difficult to kind of wrestle the challenge, do any of you play an instrument? It can be any instrument. You can say a harmonica, a trombone, a banjo. Banjo's a good one. Uh, a a whistle. Well, your own voice, I guess, is an instrument, so there's that too. Um, hmm, hmm. There's so many instruments. There are so many instruments to try with that one. But yeah. Come on. I think there's like yeah, I think it's because of the delay. I am now talking to you from the future. The future. Jaw harp as a way to know my fan jar. Oh, you mean like a jaw harp as a way to know my family. Wow. That's awful. Hey everyone, I'm just gonna pull out my jaw harp. Like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. That's just cold blooded right there, just to know your family. Um, but I understand. But so fun. That should be like a commercial. Do you want to know your family? Do you want to make sure the room's cleared? Well, welcome to what's a good name brand? Welcome to Harmonix Jaw Harp. That's right. This summer we're gonna bring out the Jaw Harp to make you sure your family knows who's the real king or queen in the household with so much musical fun. Play it in the bathroom, play it in the bedroom, play it in the living room where everyone's at, play it in the kitchen, play it in the dining room where everyone's eating and they already hating you already. Play it at sports events. play play it play at a silent auction. Play at the oh my gosh. Play it at a bris. Play it at a really cool. Cool if you know how to well play. Yeah, I believe that. I believe it can be a bit of a challenge. I ever see the lady on YouTube that does jar hop really well? No, I have not, but I'll look at it. I will look at it. So there's that. But all I know is that there's like like a mouth or well some people say a mouth organ for like a harmonica, but they're like this twangy thing you put in your mouth. Twang twang. It's like sort of it was a sort of the instrument on one of the Charlie Brown videos. I think we should all watch together. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. Not this time though. I don't know how to play any instrument. What? How do you not know how to play any instrument, Thomas? Look at you over there, not knowing how to play an instrument. And then someone says, look at that. Look at this right there. Smallest violin right there. I'm just joking. Goodness sake. Oh man. And you're just like, come on. Come on. Uh, but yeah. But yeah. I play guitar ish. I used to like I still have the guitars out, but this is one I showed a while back. This one right here is my uh Epi Epiphone. I just this was my dad's. Oh, sorry. This is my dad's guitar, but he doesn't play with it, so I've just been holding on to it, collecting dust. But I do like the pearl inlays. I do like that. But it's been a while since I've even played anything. And this guitar is so out of tune. Is it? Yeah, it's out of tune. So, and I'm not gonna strike up the band. But this is the acoustic electric, and then I have one that's a 12 that's strung up as I usually play wonderfully. The Wonderfree Wonderwall? No, I don't know Wonderwall. That'd be like there you go. There's your Wonderwall right there. You would imagine like, hey, play Smoke on the Water. And that's Smoke on the Water right there. Yeah, I've seen you on stage. I've seen you play. No, 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 no. I did. I will tell you this though. I did see that Dave Grohl did invite up a young kid once to play. I think like Enter the Sandman or something. No, it was some Foo Fighter song. But he brought up like a teen kid up there, and that kid was banging. All right. Thank you. Good night. That's right. Thank you. Good night. That is all the songs I have. We played Wonderwall. We played Smoke on the Water. It really was a musical time. Oh man, you just it's like he didn't play anything. He just strung a few chords and he just strung a few strings and that was it. What? What kind of musician is this guy? I don't know, but people say he's the best, and all he did was s- strum a few strings. That's right. Ah, strum a few strings. I do know chords though. Like okay, that's plenty. That's right. Sometimes all you need is just to do a little, and that's it. I can't show like I can do chords. Like I haven't lost that touch. Like I know where some chords are. Like this is D7, and I got like E up here. Hey, Neuro, how's it going? Nice to see you here, sir. It has been a wonderful trip today. And then and then you just going like, it's been a wonderful trip. It's almost like one of those campy songs. It's been a wonderful trip, but now it's time to go. you you just like, oh man, that dude, I don't know what the hell's going on over there, but there's something wrong. And what would it be like? No, I'm not even trying with you guys here. That's embarrassment enough as it is. But it'd be funny. You just have some guy who just ends the show out of nowhere. He's playing an end song, and he just like, is the show over with? What's going on? And people are just like scratching their head and Stairway to Heaven. Lord, no, I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know Stairway to Heaven. I have heard the song though. I do like it. We should be back Saturday night. Speaking of camp. Oh, well, I hope you have this Saturday or next Saturday. But regardless, I hope you have fun at camp or camping. Because, I mean, camping's fun. When you want to camp. No, I'm not even trying. But yeah, I've heard of Stairway to Heaven, but I'm not gonna like play it because I don't know it. Nope. Or do nope. Or do like trying to find like a key. Nope. It'd be like DC maybe. That'd be. Why am I getting that wrong? Hey, it's time to go. And it's time to leave. We are here now, music camp. That one time at band camp, that'd be hilarious. We're just going, and then I'd like to say hello. Oh no, I'd like to say goodbye. Something like that. I don't know. DF maybe. I don't like bar chords because they take your fingers and they do that and you have to do some weird stuff. Some of them do. It's like you have to go and then stuff like that. I am on hotel Wi-Fi. Oh wow. Well, oh, that's right. You're still. Oh, that's right. I remember you saying you were gonna be on hotel Wi-Fi. I forgot. I can't imagine how you've been trying to keep up with all this stuff on hotel Wi-Fi. That hotel Wi-Fi is so janky that you're basically begging that it works. Fire and Flames, like you did with Metallica. No, I did not play Metallica at all. The only Metallica song I'd ever want to try to play is Master of Puppets, because because one, I did hear it off Stranger Things, and two, because it's just a um, fun rockin' song. Or that, or Enter the Sandman. That was a pretty good one. I'm not really a rock head. It's not my cup of tea. But maybe I'll try something if I practice. But I haven't practiced, so there will be no guitar playing for me tonight. Because kids, we're coming to the close. It's coming down to the wire, and we're now fully exposed. So get all your cans of candy, shake 'em with a hose, 'cause we're leaving tonight. How about hot cross buns? Everyone knows that. I don't know that. I don't know hot cross buns. What kind of nonsense are you trying to get me into? All right. Oh my goodness. But anyway, but it is getting close to the 2 hour mark, and I think we're gonna end it there because I don't know what happened. I hope Sammy is well. I hope he's not in any trouble or anything, because that's the last thing you want to hear about your guest. Is that something happened or whatever, and you're like, oh, and you're kind of joking around, but it's serious, and like, ooh. So, but if he did overextend himself, then he's probably asleep, which is fine. It happens. So hopefully he doesn't feel too bad. But the rest of July is full, and as you can see here, we still have so many people to go. And oh, that's right, tonight I am back in black. I wish. I wish. But tonight I am putting out, after this show is done, and I do my outro. Every kid's learning. I didn't start playing guitar until like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. So whatever. But I will be putting out in a recorder. Maybe I don't play recorder. Oh goodness, yelling at me already, and I haven't even done anything grand with the guitar yet. But I am putting out the question of the month, and again, it will be going until the 23rd, because on the 26th is Rumble Squared. So again, the question of the month is going to be on um, content discovery. Again, guys, gonna put it out there. Need your help. Like, if you believe, if you use Rumble in any capacity, whether you're a newcomer, a a um a viewer or a creator on Rumble, every bit of that feedback helps, because at the end of the day, visual data is what I aim for to help clear the fog, and you get to help with that. But I need your help. I'll be sharing it. Yeah. So once this show is over, I'll be putting it out. I'll try to put it into the Rumble side of things, the Rumble community thing. But at the end of the day, the more people willing to at least give their honest feedback. I'm saying, if you have Where Link, it'll be on X. It'll be on X. It'll be on X. That's where I post the monthly question, but it's going to be on um, content discovery. So if you use Rumble, if you're a creator on Rumble, if you're a viewer on Rumble, or a newcomer, if you know a little bit about content discovery, just give your honest feedback. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Actually, you know what? I'll do that right now. Since you guys are all here, jamming along, singing together. I almost feel like want to do John Denver. All singing along, singing together. Round and round we go. I gotta get it. Hold on. I gotta get the question ready. Let's see. There we go. Copy. Gotta do a poll. There we go. Around and round we go. This is gonna be 7 days. Thank you. I'm setting it up. Hold on, guys. Hey, Thomas, how you doing? I'm setting it up now. So just give me a second, and I'll put the link in. Boom. There we go. This question should be boldened. No, actually, I should do this with bold and slant, and then bolden this up, so that way you know all that. Yes. No. Okay. Let me 1 second. Needs bacon. Yes. Bacon is love. Bacon is life. Okay. I think that's about right. There we go. This month's question. I think it's a yes no. It's a yes no question, so it shouldn't be that difficult. And then if you have any extra stuff, if any of you have any extra stuff that you'd like to add to, you can just put it in the replies and we can go from there. But for right now, it's just a yes or no questionnaire. But I am posting it. Actually, no, I'll post it in everyone and then I will post it. Uh, okay. So Mr. R, you should see something and there we go. Okay. So I need to get okay, guys, this is the link directly to the post. You can go there. That I'm gonna get out of that. But that it is set up now, it's ready to go. Give your honest feedback. That's all I ask. I'm not going to ask you to take it if you don't want to, but every bit counts. Last time I did a one starting with the at the forums thing, whatever, but monthly question of the month will be on X poll, and then kind of go from there. Because at the end of the day, I got more responses that way, and I'm trying to get I'm not trying to get like tens of thousands, but I'm trying to get a reasonable amount. So every bit counts. Um, you should. I don't know if I should tag you on that one. No, I don't want to bother you with that. I only tag people who allow me to tag them because I have been on that receiving end of some people tag a lot of different people they know to sort of grow and get attention. But for me, if you don't give me permission to tag, I won't tag you. So there's that. But again, the link is down below. Go there if you have an extra not. If you don't, understandably so. Um, you can always leave a comment on my on the comments here if you want to as well, or YouTube, whichever one you want. But anyway, guys, I'm going to start closing it out. First part is whether you're on the Rumble side or YouTube side, it doesn't matter which side you're on. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment, or follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated because at the end of the day, not only does it help, and if done too much, well, I won't tag too many people. I only tagged a few. Um, and it helps. The engagement factor helps with being seen more, like all content creators want to be, and also helps in having other people on, like B-roll, Adam, and Miss Lawrence. Of course, both of them have been on. Um, the Furious Stan, Masculine Cargo, so many others. At the end of the day, I've talked to over 200 various guests, and it helps in that regard of just more and more people to uh, come and chat with. I don't care if you're a content creator or not. Doesn't matter. What matters is, are you willing to take up the opportunity to just sit down and have a conversation about whatever. And I hold no begrudgings against Sam if people think that way. I don't want them to. because he's busy with stuff in life. So hopefully he's okay. That's all that matters to me is that he's okay and he's not like any hurt or whatever. But anyway, here's my link down below, in on both Rumble and YouTube. You can go down there, find my link to Twitter X, my email. I have a link to Discord, but it's mostly just for DMing, and of course, the links to Rumble and YouTube are in there as well. You can go down there as well, and of course, like I said before, I am part of Proton's partner program. I have been promoting the Proton mail for quite a bit, and so I decided to try the Proton Pass. Um, I would if I had a predictable schedule. Hey, look, dude, you don't need a predictable schedule with me. You just have to have a day. He probably goes off. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, if you predictable schedule, yeah, that's understandable. Like I work around people's schedule. Like if you have at least a day, and it works for you, we can work around that. So you know where to find me. Um, but yeah, I've been part of the Proton Partner Program. I'm working just by promoting the Proton Pass, which is their password manager. You can go to that link. You can see how it works and stuff. There's a few things like they allow the email alias. They use that there. If you try to input a password, it will tell you if it's strong or not. And they actually have the ability to self generate passwords, whether it be like any a long amount or whatever. So there's that, and also that it's just part of that ecosystem. So you can check it out. Yes, I can make money off it, but it's really just about promoting a benefit because that's all I'm doing. I'm promoting a benefit because I use it. I know the benefit, and I want to promote it to you because there's a lot of scamming and spamming and all the password stuff that's going on, and they really do their best to make sure that your stuff is well protected because they do get audited and whatnot. So there's that. So anyway, check it out or not, up to you, but the benefit is there if you wish to check it out. So there's that. All do is off, and that's fine. That's fine. But regardless, tomorrow at 7 p.m. is Fenrir, the Ice Wolf. Met him through the Twitter side, so that'll be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. And of course, uh, it'd be the question of the hat, but we did a lot of those earlier today, so I'm not gonna do any more. You already asked enough questions. I already asked my questions, so we're not gonna do any more questions, okay? Ugh, goodness sake. But there's not gonna be anything special tonight because it's just I only have a little bit left, so I can just either do that tomorrow or Friday. Because I The challenge of premium only is that it interrupts the flow of my show, and it just makes it less and less likely that I want to do it. So there's that. But anyway, guys, again, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern with Fenrir, the Ice Wolf. Hope you're able to come and stop by. And Sammy, if you're out there, I hope you're all right. I hope nothing happened, and we'll try to reschedule for next time. Uh, try to get if you did really fall asleep, try to get more rest for yourself, man, because you don't want to kill yourself over this stuff. There's no reason to at all. But you're always welcome to come back, Sammy, whenever you're ready or whatever. So thank you all so much. And again, guys, remember, I end the show with "One Day with You" by Pogo. Have a great rest of your night, and I will see you next time. Okay, guys? And again, thank you guys for being here. All of you in chat, all of you've come. I appreciate you all. You guys are all awesome. You guys help make DaraChat what it is, and that's this thing of connection and conversation. Because at the end of the day, that's the real point I'm trying to get to: conversation and connection. Don't care about the money. Don't care about all the views and stuff. I care about getting to talk to you guys. And that's the biggest point of why I do this. The biggest point. Because whenever you're going to see creators talk to people who don't create at all, don't know. But anyway, One Day with You by Pogo. Have a great night, everyone. And I'll see you next time. Bye.